Corning reported their earnings last week. Tomorrow, they're hosting their annual investor meeting. It's a stock that's had a great run. It's up about 70% in the last 12 months. Right now, for a preview of tomorrow's investor meeting, we're joined by Jim Flaws. He's the Chief Financial Officer at Corning for an exclusive interview here with Street Smart. Jim, great to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Something that caught our attention was a story on the system. An analyst over at Ticonderoga Securities and talked about saying you should go out and buy Corning call options because they expect some good news to come out of your investor meeting tomorrow. They expect the stock to trend higher on it. What kind of news could we get out of that meeting?
Well, investors are going to hear that our largest business, LCD glass, we are actually going to raise our expectations for the amount of glass we're going to ship in the year, as well as the number of televisions sold around the world, which is the big driver. So I think investors will get very positive news from that tomorrow.
Talk to us about the new technology here. I mean, before we get onto solar, just as far as presentation for technology, televisions, iPad type of things, I mean, what are we looking at?
Well, LCDs are in all these types of devices, and what the new technology we're going to be talking a lot about tomorrow is what we call Gorilla Glass. It's been the protective cover glass on some small handheld devices. We're now in about 70 different ones. But we expect that there'll be televisions will have a third piece of glass across the cover. And in fact, tomorrow we're going to show investors a video where a child will throw a Wii, the hand thing, at a television at 60 miles an hour and it doesn't break.
You're supposed to always wear, by the way, that strap.
But not everybody does.
And I don't know, we're showing some video, but we do have, I think, some video of the Gorilla Glass kind of comparing it, I think, with either normal glass and how sturdy it is, and hopefully we can bring it up for our viewers. So Apple, is that going to be a normal customer? You're smiling a little bit.
I'm smiling, but we're not allowed to name our customers.
All right. But, okay, so that's a big news. Let me also ask you, though, about the solar part of your business, because there are some who are speculating, Jim, that could become as big a business as your display panel business. Is that likely? Is that...
It may not be that big, but we visualize the market for solar glass to be about 400 million square feet in a few years.
Okay.
The display business market is about 2.5 billion square feet, so not that large, but still a big opportunity. And what we're going to talk to investors tomorrow about is this is a product that's still pretty much in laboratory, but we now have demonstrated about a 20% improvement in the efficiency of a photovoltaic for thin films with our glass. If that proves out with our customers, we think we'll do quite well.
How quickly could you ramp up, though? You said it's still in the lab.
We could be ready to go by next year.
Next year. Okay, so pretty soon.
Yes, we're quite excited by it.
Let's talk about capacity, though, because you did take a lot offline. Have you been having trouble getting it back online? Have you been having trouble keeping up?
We're more in the keeping up right now. For LCD glass, we basically could sell everything that we can make right now. It's actually the same true in our catalytic converter business for cars. The car business has come roaring back.
Is that because production was brought down so much?
It was brought down so much that they're having to rebuild the supply chain. But even beyond that, I think we're seeing a slightly greater trend in car sales also.
Jim, based on what you're seeing, I mean, what does it tell you about, among the buying that you're seeing from customers, what does it tell you about kind of the economic environment right now? Because you know some of the worries in stocks today is concerns over the economy.
So our outlook is that we're in a recovery. It's a mild one. We kind of call it a lazy L. You know, it's ticked up. It's not one of these Vs.
Right.
But you know, we're seeing the only business where we haven't seen demand is really the telecom business, which usually lags. And the other business that we have, we own half of Dow Corning, which makes silicones. And silicones, the usage of that in kilograms per person, has a very high correlation to GDP, and it's moved up every quarter this past year. And over the 60 years we've owned this business, it has a very high correlation. So we're actually a little bit more positive than what's obviously happening in the stock market today.
Yeah, that's for sure. Jim, thank you so much. Good luck with tomorrow's meeting.
Thank you, Carol.
Appreciate it. Jim Flaws, Chief Financial Officer over at Corning.